The fact that there is this kind of a war in Europe in 2022 is just mind-boggling and sickening.
Like many in Canada's Ukrainian community, that's more than 1 million strong, Western University professor Marta Tkachuk, a Ukraine expert, has close connections to the country that's now under a Russian military invasion.
It's just frightening. My former PhD student who wrote and defended a brilliant PhD at Western University, he's now in Kyiv with his wife and 2-year-old baby. I am helping him with an evacuation plan for the wife and the little boy. But he is military age and he is a reservist, and the reservists are being called up. So he's going to be called up to defend his country.
Similar stories from on the ground in Ukraine. Because of martial law, all men must fight for the country, this 29-year-old Ukrainian woman explains through tears. She fled to Slovakia on Friday with her 2 young children. Her husband is still back in Ukraine. It's very difficult, and there is a lot of shelling, tanks. It's very scary, she says. Ukrainian rules restrict men aged 18 to 60 who could be conscripted from crossing the border. Mostly women and children are shown entering other countries in recent footage.
Ukraine and Russia have a long and complicated relationship,
which includes, Tkachuk points out, a low-level conflict since Russia annexed Crimea 8 years ago. That's killed more than 5,000 Ukrainian soldiers and displaced more than 1 million people. But this week's attacks from Moscow, she says, mark a shocking escalation.
Will Ukraine be able to survive this?
Ukraine has been invaded many, many times over the centuries, and it has survived. And the messages I'm getting from lots of friends in Ukraine is, help us, we are fighting, and we will overcome. But we will have to wait and see, because Russia is so much bigger than Ukraine. And it's the same as if the United States, God forbid, would invade Canada. That's the picture we're looking at. It's a David and Goliath struggle.
In that story, she points out the underdog goes on to win. Now, there were signs early Friday of the possibility that Russian President Vladimir Putin may be open to talks, but the U.S. dismissing that potential offer, saying real diplomacy doesn't happen at the barrel of a gun. Melissa Duggan, City News.